often that I get to serve you. You always come by when I'm on break or not even here. Have you been avoiding me, my love?
Winnie.
Black coffee and a cinnamon bun right afterwards, correct? I know your order. Then again, it's not very difficult to memorize. It'll be out in a bit, so why don't you just converse with me while we're waiting? How's work? How's your sleep schedule been? Have you been eating properly? Oh, it's so hard to tell with all that baggy clothing you wear. Lift your shirt for me so I can—
Coffee.
Here is my amount. I'm going to go sit.
Delta melt. Why won't you talk to me? Have I done something? Are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I just prefer not speaking too often.
Then why have you been avoiding me?
I don't avoid you. I work most of the time. And I wouldn't even say avoid would be a good term, since you have a habit of stalking.
I'm observing you from a reasonable distance, not stalking. God, you make me sound like a freak. Noble stalks, I observe. There's a difference here. He breaks into apartments and steals things from his lover. Sorry, his heart. And I only go into your apartment when you let me.
So, Fern was punching at my window last night for no reason.
Observing from a reasonable distance.
Right. And Brooke told me you got in trouble with Chris the other day. So you're not allowed back in the building for a while. Care to share what that's about?
It's embarrassing.
You have to say, because he was pissed. We had to do a 2-hour cleanup. Chris, interestingly, looked like she was attacked by a cat. And Rome mentioned something about an argument involving me.
Maybe she should have minded her own business. And Rome's chip is clearly fried.
Branwen, I won't get upset. I can chastise you for your actions of going that far. But I'm not going to avoid you telling me.
Fine. She was just lecturing me about how I act around you. Like it's any of her business. She said I was being too handsy with you and that I really shouldn't be in the lab since I'm too much of a distraction from your work.
I see. Anything else? Because Andre was called there to try and help calm her down, since she looked like a raging bull. What did you say?
I just called her out on her bullshit. She doesn't own you and she fucked up her relationship with you and won't get over it.
Who told you about that?
Rebecca.
That was none of her business to share. And seeing the result of telling you, it wasn't going to be the best to begin with.
It was really uncalled for, considering I have literally given her all the info on Noble that she could ever want. Anyways, I would have found out regardless about you and Chris. She always side-eyes me at the lab. I knew there was something up, but I didn't think she'd be the jealous type.
Chris is not the jealous type. The reason for us ending things was not the best, if not the worst. But at the very least, it was also mutual, seeing as how persistent we were at our own careers to even get in a relationship to begin with. Regardless of how I feel, or how I may unconsciously react, she is still my friend, Winnie.
And she's still a threat to me if I want to win your heart.
Which is another thing I don't understand.
What's so hard to understand? I love you.
That's still not helping me. But let's not go around in circles. Typically, your brother's here at the front. What's he up to now?
He's been coming into work less and less lately, ever since he found his heart, or whatever poetic bullshit he was spouting last week. I'm glad he has his interests, but this one is making me ick.
What makes you say that? I have noticed that Eddie and David look more at ease lately. which isn't typically normal.
I don't know. It's just compared to how he was with Rain, this is just different. Sure, he's happier, but it's, I don't know, gross.
You're talking about that side of our instincts, aren't you? Well, this explains why Becca has been growing unhinged lately. It's one thing for her to look upset and have to constantly deal with going back and forth with Rain, but she's never actually taken her seriously as a threat. This one is clearly different.
That's what's got me a bit more worried than usual. He's been spending more time in the pantry lately.
The pantry? Why?
I don't know. Well, it's more like the storage closet in general, really. I'm not allowed down there. Sylvie is, but she is really insistent that I don't need to go down there. Whatever it is, it's probably not that bad.
Fashion! Your, cinnamon roll.
Let's not worry about it. I'm sure he's fine and is just being himself, like usual.
I'll let you enjoy your snack. You're probably looking for some time to yourself anyways.
I don't mind listening to you sometimes. And I still have a bit of time before my break ends, even if I doubt Brooke would complain about me staying longer. So, be my company.
Oh! Sure!